following is a production of Dirty Mo Media. Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. back again for another episode of the Dale Jr. Download, and here with my co-host TJ Majors on another episode of Dirty Air. How's it going, TJ?
It's going good.
How was your weekend in Kansas?
Oh, it was a good weekend. Full weekend. A little ARCA, a little Xfinity, a little Cup. But
Yeah.
Kansas has a lot going on.
Who did you spot for in ARCA?
The Andy J. Cowiak.
Who? Sorry?
Andy J., you know, the guy for his
You just work for anybody.
Well, no, I've worked for him for him. He's the
I've
guy
never that's the first time I've ever heard this guy's name.
You'll remember
What's his last name?
Jane Cowiak.
Bless you.
What the hell?
You remember at Daytona a couple years ago? No. Remember at Daytona a couple years ago, the guy said,
Cowiak.
I'm going to either see God or a checker flag. Remember that?
No.
Do you remember it? You remember it.
No.
But do you remember it?
There it is. Jan Cowiak.
There you go. Thank you.
Andy.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, that's him?
Apparently, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
All right. Yeah. Fun weekend.
Andy looks like the lead singer for a 1980s
cover band.
He does a little bit. Yeah, I agree.
He does.
He fit right in.
Yeah.
In that era.
Oh, Andy.
Probably a little mid 90s-ish too. Early 2000s.
He looks like the lead singer, like he'd be the lead singer of Golden Earring. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. Who's Golden Earring?
Golden Earring.
Is that Golden
Twilight Zone.
No.
Now I'm heading into the Twilight Zone.
Click images. They actually probably don't. It's probably in a bad at.
Okay, yeah.
See?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. This guy is something else. I've seen him.
Yeah.
I think on some social media clips this year, after a race or something, getting interviewed.
He wins a lot of races, modified races in Western New York area.
Okay.
So.
Well, look, dude's bringing some style, some personality.
That looked like you in the late night. I mean, that kind of, you had images of that.
I encourage this guy.
Yeah.
Keep it up. We need more of the Jan Cowiaks out there. We need more Jan Cowiaks in the sport. There he is with his modified.
Mm-hmm.
I bet he listens to some Golden Earring. Wonder what he does listen to when he gets ready to get in the car.
That is a good question.
We need a playlist. We need a ARCA race day morning playlist from Jen Cowiak.
I have no idea.
I bet there's some 38 special on there.
I'll bet there's a lot of things that I probably couldn't guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. It was a good race.
All right.
We were going to run fifth and blew a tire coming to the white flag.
Yikes. Saw some flat tires in that race.
Yeah.
Oh, Bobby Dale Earnhardt popped the right front down the front straightaway.
He hit.
Clobbered the wall.
I heard that hit.
Bobby Dale.
You know how they
them ARCA cars hit a lot harder than them lawnmowers. He was a lawnmower racer back in the day. He was. Yeah, racing lawnmowers out in Rockingham area.
It probably sounded like it when he went through that fence on Shinville Road. Remember when he went through that fence?
He did.
Bobby
Dale. He worked here at Junior Motorsports for a while.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yep. Well, he'll just up and run an ARCA race out of nowhere.
I saw him at Bristol. He ran Bristol.
He did run Bristol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a little trouble there too. Not quite as bad.
Yeah.
As Kansas, but
had some issues, some tire failures. Both.
I think it might have been a tire there too.
It was, Keep the tires on it, Bobby.
Keep the tires.
4 tires is good.
Yeah. So, this week's Dirty Air segment brought to you by Bass Pro Shops, North America's premier outdoor and conservation company. Plan your next adventure at Bass Pro Shops. Go to a Bass Pro Shops near you, or you can shop online at BassPro.com. Travis
has a rough. Are you okay on race days?
Travis, Denny was in good shape, right, to win this race.
He was gonna win.
Yep.
Oh God, we're gonna win.
Had no power steering.
Had some.
I know. He's like, I ain't got no power steering, and then he's out there. Usually if you don't have power steering, you go straight to the middle of the field, if not further back.
So he said originally he didn't have
any. Got a little assist back.
Then they told him to cycle through, and he basically could turn the wheel 11-1 was kind of his range.
It worked in the corners, just not the straights, I guess.
Well, Denny, fought some of those issues. That's unsettling. Regardless of how much assist he had, any kind of change in the norm is a distraction and makes things difficult. So I was pretty impressed with Denny to be able to go out there with that issue, with the distraction, and lead the field and puts, with 27 to go, he's sitting there, fastest car on the track, gonna be in position to win the race.
Granted, it probably does make that easier that he's leading the race and stuff like that. Because if you're running 25th, at power steering,
if he was fifth, he would have been probably screwed, right?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think that either way, pretty impressive. Would have been interesting, I guess, to see it continue to play out, because I think his job gets harder as the tires get more difficult to discern in terms of level of grip. As the tire starts to lose grip or the car starts to lose grip, can he make the inputs that, can he trust the, what he needs to do with the steering wheel?
But this, I will say, I don't know if you saw this, Kansas has moved a little bit, the line. So if he was having to run right against the fence with that and having to adjust, but he's using that seam. Yeah, he was using that seam. So
Denny's final pit stop was slow.
Yeah.
What happened?
Two tire and the jack man missed the mark. And so he had to hit it again.
Yeah. Well, it cost, I guess they got the front changer and the jack man from the 4 car?
Yeah. They're like the development team for JGR.
The 4 car?
Yeah.
They supply a pit crew for that.
Not the 54.
That's interesting, because what manufactures the 4 car?
Ford.
Yeah. Interesting.
There's multiple teams that do that now.
Across,
yeah.
Manufacturers. Interesting.
It's developmental deals, yeah.
You would think it'd be all,
Well, remember, 2311 has taken their pit crew.
Dude, I get it. But man, there was a time when nobody did that.
Yeah, you didn't cross manufacturers.
No. Yeah. But now it's okay.
Toyota,
that's good. I like it.
Joe Gibbs with Fords.
He does. He does. He does. Joe Gibbs to Ford in 27.
Jesus Christ. Reddit's going to go nuts.
So there was a little issue on the pit stop, and Denny come out 6th, I think, right? Yeah. So final restart, he's battling. He finds his way back toward the front of the field, trying to drive down into turn 3 underneath Bubba. And hey, I mean, we've seen this car, and as with the next gen, we've kind of learned what the cars do to each other, right? And you have to. I've had to really pay attention to this, because when you drive, I drove the old car, and I knew pretty much if I put a car on my right rear, the left rear, centered up on the back, or in my door, either side, I knew what that was going to feel like when somebody was tight on your right or tight on your left,
Yeah.
This car has some things that it does similarly, but a lot of things that it does different. One of the things that we have noticed is when somebody drives up to your left side, they don't have to hit you, but if they quickly kind of compress that air between the two cars, the guy on the outside gets super tight.
It packs air.
We saw it with the 20 car, the 23 of Bubba Wallace off of turn 4. The 20 of Bell had to lift real big there when they come off turn 4, somewhere middle point of the race. And the 20 lost the lead in a few spots. I think it was a battle for the lead. And so that's an example of how the inside car can really get the outside car tight. And I think they use that, to their advantage. If I can get to your door, I can make you lift.
Instead of getting behind somebody and getting them loose like you used to, now you get on the left rear and it just packs air and pushes that car up, it seems like.
In the old car, the guy on the outside still had the advantage. And
for sure.
The guy on the inside was in the one that was sort of at the disadvantage. And you would expect in the old car that the 23 would motor on in the throttle and beat him off turn 4 and win, keep the spot. In this car, it gets him really tight and he has to lift, or he's gonna hit the wall, which he did.
Well, I mean, yeah, he was going to hit, and Denny was going to keep going until he hit.
When I watched the replay, Denny damn sure goes down in the corner and is going up the track, right? He's taking his line. He run him very aggressively. But Bubba still had, I know Bubba hit the wall because his car's tight and he's on the outside, this phenomenon of the air that we just talked about. But there was room. It was like a car and a half. Let's go back and look at it. Go back and look at it. Come on, get it back. Right here.
I don't think they can.
How much room do you see, TJ, at the tightest between the 11?
I mean, there's a car length and a half.
Yeah, car and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did Denny cost them the win? He sure did.
Absolutely.
He did. But I don't know that Denny knew that was what was going to happen when they went down the corner. Denny's trying to win the race and fired it down in there, sent it into turn 3. And about this point, he goes,
I mean, to the point where before he gets to that seam, I think he knows that
he's in trouble.
That he's in trouble, and the car on the outside is probably going to hit the wall.
Really?
Oh yeah, because they're going into the corner, and you had to straddle that seam on the entry, and if you got too much higher above that, you're going to hit. Like that. Denny's line was straddle on the top seam, slide up right here a little bit, put his left front on that seam, and then go. I'm
kind of amazed at how the 23, like when Denny's car stops going up the racetrack, there's a car and a half, but the 23 still could not keep it out of the wall because of the way the air works with these two cars.
He could have maybe slowed down more.
I don't know.
Right here, like if he's
his car just like right there, it just takes off.
See, I think he throttled up.
Really?
I think so.
Still though, I mean, I guess he throttled up thinking he could finish the corner.
I don't have a problem with how Denny did right there, because honestly, the 23 passed the 20 very similarly off of turn 4 the lap before. But my issue with it is, this is a mile and a half. The guys behind you, anytime you pull this move, you're pretty much getting passed.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that. Listen, I mean, I don't think Denny went down into 3 knowing exactly how this was going to play out. I think he went down in there. He definitely sent it in there, and
I think he was hoping to clear him.
I think he was too, hoping to either clear him. Maybe he didn't.
That's what he said was he wanted to clear him. If you get in front, then
he's trying to clear up and get in front of him right here. But Bubba drove it in there like Bubba should have.
Sure.
And that was a shot of winning. And when two guys go in too deep like that, it's going to be, they're both not coming out the other side, and it cost them both.
Yeah. Well, it gave the win to Chase Elliott.
It's just not a high percentage move, and that's
It's not.
And that I honestly thought Denny.
What's Denny supposed to do?
Right there.
Yeah, of course.
Right there.
No. What's Denny supposed to do on the first lap of the race?
Right there, Denny is supposed to race and probably not cost either one of them the victory.
Supposed to race?
So he's supposed to let up?
I would say
don't go for it, Denny.
No, that's not going for it, but he cost both of them the win. Did he not?
He was.
Yes or no?
But
did he cost both of them the win?
But
who won the race?
But if he doesn't do that,
he's not going to win. Car.
There's no argument about the way the race played out. There's no argument, TJ, that no one's going to argue with you that he didn't.
Well, he is.
He cost himself and the 23 the win. He did.
Yeah, but that's.
But what's he supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like, what is he supposed to do otherwise?
I think you race hard, but not one of you's got to win the race.
You can't tell a race car driver.
I don't know how they. I don't know.
Don't throttle up.
I don't know how else that they're supposed to go through the corner battle, try to win the race, and not bring other guys into it. I just don't.
Denny could have drove in harder and tried to clear him more.
Dang.
Or he could have entered. He could have not dove down to the bottom and try to turn the center off. But one of them win.
Yeah.
Right there, neither one of you win. And what you really did was put the guy that nobody wants in the playoffs back in the playoffs.
I agree.
Would you rather race Bubba Wallace or Joey Logano right now? That's I'm at. Who do you want to race?
Well, yes. In hindsight, and me not in the car, of course, I'd rather. Denny
knows who
the race car drivers. Dale, are you at that moment? Are you thinking, well, if I let Bubba win, Logano's going to be minus 13? But if I
but he has no play but to say that. If he goes in there and says, "Oh yeah, well I just met," then he ain't going to say,
you're a race car driver going for your 60th win, punching your ticket to the round of 8, and you're saying, well, you know what? Let me think about the implications here. I'm going to ease up.
Maybe I should cost both of us the win. Yeah, that's a good idea.
No, he's not thinking that. He's thinking if I can make this move, I win.
When has that ever worked?
We see these things happen all the time.
Yeah, the third place guy win. You're right.
I like Denny going for it. I think he could have done it differently to not let
the 9 win.
Someone else win.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I like Denny going. I like Denny going for it. But I think he just sent it a little bit too hard. You can't putting the 23 in the wall. Even though Denny gave him a car length and a half, Denny knows how the arrow works. I don't know truly if the 23 getting into the wall is all Denny or a little bit of both of them being, I think Bubba's gets to that point and goes, we're and probably maybe he does hammer the gas. I don't know, but
There's a way they come off the corner and race to the line still.
Absolutely, TJ. Yes. I agree
Chris Buescher, Kyle Larson.
I agree with you. I think that in the moment, it was maybe hard for Denny to admit, but I bet you Thursday or Friday or even Sunday morning at the Roval, would he privately trade you a 23 victory for the the obvious end result here? I think he would.
No, of course.
Yeah. I mean,
but that's not how sports works.
Yeah.
I mean, I like him going for it.
I like him going for it, man, but I think he could have done it a little differently and still been able to get out of the car and look at his crew and go, hey, I went for it without wrecking both of us. I went for it without taking either. I went for it, yet still gave us and the 23 a shot and not letting a Chevrolet go through and win the race.
And so, I think some drivers would have done that, but is that how Denny races?
A week ago, he was preaching like big picture racing and being smart. This is the opposite of that.
No. That's not the same as last week.
Last week they were battling for 11th. This was for a win. There's a little bit
stage 2 or whatever
different.
It was.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. Listen, this ain't the end of the world. It's a teaching moment. It's also
it really doesn't change anything for Denny.
It doesn't, and it's also a really big, a really great freaking finish for NASCAR. Big dramatic finish for NASCAR.
It also makes Denny's Roval race a whole lot easier. He would have been like plus 24 had Bubba won. Now he's plus 48.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't think it changes Denny's Roval race. I think he's going to be fine with that anyway.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I
think we should applaud this.
No, I can't applaud it.
Good Lord.
I can't applaud it.
Why?
He could have drove backwards around the track and you would applaud
it. You don't want hard racing at the end?
Not like that. Not with your
not with
the car you own.
Not with a guy you have to sit in meetings with.
If I was out there and drove down the corner and put one of my guys in the wall, how many fires would I be putting out today?
Well, if you've already set the expectations that we're going to race as if we're competitors,
they already know everybody's going to race as their competitors. I'm just saying this is a little bit too much, and
there's a lot on the line here now. And it didn't work out. If Denny wins this race, great move, but he didn't.
Yeah,
it cost more.
It's not the end of the world. It just. I think he could have done it differently, and one of the two cars win the race. And
if he lets up and Bubba, if Bubba wins,
he doesn't have to let up. He doesn't have to fall in line where you're getting too aggressive here. He can drive. Why didn't he not go to the bottom? Right? Why did he drive into the corner and up the track and just totally taking away the 23's line? Right? He had other ways to approach the corner. Not that they would have worked. I mean, the likelihood of him completing the pass is not that high. So yes, he took the aggressive approach because he knew how low the percentage of the pass was, right? And so, I just think that Denny's personality and his approach and his ownership technique and everything, he'll say, hey, this is if you're gonna drive my cars, this is how I do business. And will he do this every time? No, but this could in these situations, racing for a championship and so forth, this is what I'm gonna do, what I'm willing to do. And that's his prerogative. That's his choice.
Don't be mad.
It's not the way I would have done it, but
don't be mad when they race you.
I'm not sitting there. Yeah. I'm not sitting there with 59 cup wins either. So I mean I like his attitude of going for it. I think he has to go for it. He owes it to his team.
For sure.
I just hate it because Bubba was in a good spot, and Bubba did everything all day long to sort of put himself in a great spot. And his own team owner, it's hard. I think if you're Bubba, it's hard to go, man, I don't feel good about this. And I don't want to, I shouldn't assume, but I mean, if I'm Bubba, I'm sitting there going, man, I don't want to be okay with this. I'm not okay with this, right? He flipped, and I think Bubba was very professional. Did a great job in his interview.
He did a good job.
But he had every opportunity and every right to be frustrated about that and voice that opinion. But pretty interesting.
Yeah, made it exciting.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, if we can put ourselves in Denny's shoes, but put yourself in Bubba's shoes.
If I'm Bubba, yeah, I'm upset with how it played out. But
are you okay though with it? I mean, do you think?
What if Bubba did that to you? You're not okay with it.
If Bubba did it to Denny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
As a fan, or if I'm Denny? If I'm Denny,
I get it.
As you,
a fan, I'm talking about
as a fan,
you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like it. But guess what? That's because I'm not a fan of Bubba. Denny's like, but I understand it as from a driving aspect.
Huh. I think you would be fuming, and I think your Twitter would be on fire if this happened to Denny.
I said me as a fan, yes, but as talking about just two drivers, I think they would get it.
Yeah.
I don't think Bubba gets it that well. I wouldn't either. I mean, if I got you beat and you wall me to win the race, I'm gonna be pissed.
Man,
I didn't say that he shouldn't be pissed, but he should get it.
So I think it's just a low percentage move. There was a way to do it, like you said, a race back to the line, maybe beat him, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you door on the front stretch, and one of you win the race. That's the big picture move, in my opinion. And
all right, we'll all agree to disagree. You know, I think I will say it provided a very exciting finish, and you know, as you noted, it wasn't really it didn't end up being a bad day points wise for Denny. But Joey Logano got out of his car and said, "Thanks, Denny."
Mm-hmm.
For the gift, because he would have been in a tough spot if the 23 had won.
Been out, I think.
He would have minus.
Yeah. So,
and going into a race that he's not particularly
all that
great
awesome at. Yeah. Look, if you look at the you know, the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series, the Roval's going to be pretty interesting to see how this all plays out. On the Cup side, Ross and Bubba, Tyler and Austin Cindric are all out. Minus 13 for Ross and in the 20s and so forth for the rest of those guys. So
minus one of them guys winning, that's kind of locked in my opinion.
I'd say we should just keep an eye on Ross. I don't know that I am too worried about. I'm not really worried about any of those four.
I mean, Tyler's.
I'm not. Anybody could show up and just find a way to be fast, but I don't think I've got a lot of confidence in any of those four guys that are on the cutoff line going in there and winning.
Especially with SVG there.
I just don't have a lot of confidence. So could they have a good day, second, third, fourth, fifth? Yes. But I just don't know. But with Ross being at minus 13, he, by all means, believes he's got a shot. And he will do everything and anything, as we've seen in the past, the Hail Melon, all the things. I mean, he will do whatever it takes. So I would be watching him. If I had a camera, like, you know, one single camera just to put on Ross, I think that'd be worth.
I mean, you can go to his in-car
camera. You can watch it.
I know, but I mean, I don't like the in-car cameras all the time. But your point is well taken. If you had like a small basic cable channel that was willing just to show Ross for the race, that might be like something I'd have. You have multi-view now with all of these platforms.
Yeah.
I'd put a little multi-view up there with Ross and then the race, right?
Ross, Logano.
I don't want to miss something because I think Ross is going to be doing some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's going to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to have to.
Ross is going to Ross.
But, if Ross gets stage points in stage one, say he gets 5th, 6th stage points and Joey doesn't, this gets a lot more interesting.
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, Chase Briscoe's had good success there in the Xfinity Series. He's plus 21. I think he gets it. Everybody else is safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So, barring some major failure, crash, right?
Yeah.
Man, which could happen.
It could.
Yeah. Could get some damage, something that could put you behind the wall or a broken toe link. You never know. But I think for the most part, this could be a very uneventful race. everybody being careful.
Oh, I don't know. There's a hairpin and a Hocevar in this one, so we'll have some excitement.
Yeah, if there's a Hocevar out there, there's
and
always a chance.
And a hairpin corner. That's good.
That's something.
Yo, TJ, I see you've been walking around with a new phone. Where'd you get that new phone?
Yeah, man, I love this phone. I recently joined a consumer cellular family, and they hooked me up, man. I got a great new phone, and the service is awesome.
That's great, but like, how's it at Iowa or Richmond, some of these other tracks? Because it's great when you're at home, but like when I'm on the road, my phone is crap.
You know, I travel a lot with the RFK 6 team, and I have had nothing but success with this phone. It has bailed me out numerous times now. I was able to flip the hotspot on and use some internet on it, text, calls, everything, man. I could not be happier with this phone.
All right, but how do I go about getting this? Because I don't have time. I'm not trying to go stand in line at a store, grab a number, wait 30 minutes. Like, I just don't have time for that.
That's the easiest part, man. Just call their 100% U.S.-based customer service representatives, and in about 20 minutes, you'll be good to go. I chose the 2 for $60 plan. It's not a prepaid option. They helped me decide which one was best for me, and I know exactly what I'm paying each month. Everything is easy to understand with no long-term contract. Switch to Consumer Cellular now and get $25 off with the code DJD25. That's DJD25 for $25 off when you switch to Consumer Cellular. Go to consumercellular.com/DJD and use promo code DJD25.
How about John Hunter Nemechek? What was that? Where was he going? TJ, you saw that.
I saw it, yeah.
What was the deal?
He said he was trying Denny's move and it didn't work.
Is that what he said?
No, he did it before
don't
Denny.
Say that then, because I might believe you.
No,
or somebody else might believe you.
John Hunter
show might believe you.
He just used him up and caused a heck of a wreck.
He drove right into his left rear quarter panel.
Yeah, and then into a right rear quarter panel on the way down.
I know. That was just so wild.
It was wild. I've not seen a wreck like that in a while.
Yeah. And nasty hits for Josh Berry and
Ty.
And Ty.
Josh got it
real bad.
Yeah, Josh got it pretty hard. Yeah. Hard enough I got a text from John Wood, so.
What does that mean? People are going to wonder what that means.
Well, we talked about it last week.
Hospital? What the TJ?
No, we talked about it last week with John, remember?
Yeah, but you made it sound like the wreck was so bad, like John's like worried.
No, it's like John's the roller coaster up and down. He's like, oh, good day, oh, bad day. There it is.
Yeah, I didn't get a text from him.
So the crash wasn't that bad then.
I don't know. All right. Well, I just was like, they're racing for 20th back there.
Yeah, that is me.
Crashing the out of each other. I mean, 38 cars on the wall flipping. The next gen car flipping is did y'all see how that thing kind of like
very stiff
clunkers?
Yeah.
Clunks down the track. Boom. I mean, it's like
it doesn't absorb much.
It's like a toy. Like a plastic toy car. Yeah, it doesn't.
No.
It absorbs more than it used to.
Yeah.
Then we have made
when other cars have flipped,
made some improvements on how it absorbs.
Remember McDowell? Whenever he crashed at Texas at one time and like every hit like bent down, you know what I mean? Like when he finally stopped, the whole thing was kind of like
balled up,
compressed. Yeah.
He said, Zane said, he's like, that was the worst part when it was kind of tumbling down the track. He's like, those hits, I mean, the car's not,
no car is really built to do that. Those hits are always going to be
I know that it, I'm not an expert on safety, but the other cars, the roll cage would collapse somewhat down on the driver, and which is, scary, pretty sketchy, but it did absorb, some of the impact of the car landing on its roof and so forth.
I was worried when he was on the wall and then they started coming up and hitting and he's riding the wall sideways. I was worried somebody was going to get turned up into him riding the wall.
Yeah, that's something to worry about.
Because he was on his side. He could see cars wrecking in front of him. Yeah. So that would scare me.
I agree. Well, luckily everybody seemed to be able to get out of that deal all in one piece.
Yeah. Everything did its job.
Yeah. And we don't feel like that the playoff right now, the top 12, we don't think that's really going to change in terms of who moves forward. So let's move on to some other things. All right. Did y'all like Kansas? Was it a good race? Crowd looked a little thin.
I thought the crowd was okay.
Crowd was okay?
Yeah, well,
they showed it on TV.
It looked empty on TV.
A lot of people on social media felt like it was very small crowd.
I don't know if this has any correlation, but the Chiefs were playing the Eagles in
Was
Kansas
it a good
City.
crowd or not a good crowd?
I thought it was okay. I thought it was
okay.
decent.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. All right. Well, you're
could it have been better? A little, probably.
It's better than most.
I've seen it better.
That track is pretty entertaining.
What more do you want? It was a good race.
Yeah.
Kansas is a good racetrack.
I mean, the only thing that I don't love about that was a good product. That was a great product on the racetrack this weekend. The one thing I do not love about the next gen car is how bad the air is when a car gets behind another car. And we saw a couple moments in that race where a guy, they're all trying to avoid each other's wake, right? When they go down the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're behind the guy down a straightaway and you're thinking, all right, is he going low or high? Because I'm doing the opposite. That's the way all of them think as they're going down the straightaway. I'm going to do the opposite of the guy in front of me.
Yeah. We spot like that. If two cars are tight in front of you, like 5 car lengths in front of you, you tell your driver, hey, they're tight. They're going to split.
And you need to go to where both of them are, right? So that might be the middle. But you got to get clean air underneath the center of the car. And sometimes we'll see, and we saw it in this race, they'll make the wrong choice, and boy, they just lose. They have to jump out of the gas because they go into the corner following the car, and they have no grip, and they jump out of the gas. They lose all this momentum. And we saw it at Indy with I think Bubba coming across the nose of Eric Jones. That was a great example of what I do not love about this car. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, I really enjoyed everything else about this race. I see that little phenomenon with the aero a time or two in each individual race, and it grinds my gears. Otherwise, I was really entertained, particularly with the finish. As much as I wish Bubba would have won the race because I thought he was in a position to do it, and I hate that, if it was not his team owner on the inside making that move, I'm okay with it because it's another competitor going for it. We've seen Briscoe send it into turn 3 at the dirt race and take Reddick out. I mean, we've seen that those are moves that we want to see. Right?
Kansas is historically that place.
Those are moves that we want to see from time to time in the sport. A guy send it and overdo it, cook it, and make the mistake, cost them the win. It just sucked because it was the team owner and the driver in this scenario. But otherwise, like if it's other drivers, if it's other people in those cars besides Denny and Bubba, we want to see that sometimes, right? We like to see our racing be flawed and imperfect and present those sort of, oh, hell, coming off the last corner, a guy slides by and wins the race. And, oh, it's Chase Elliott, who happens to be one of the more popular drivers in the series. So
I think that I would have liked to seen a little more tire fall off, in my opinion.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure if I would have noticed. Like, I'm watching the race, and I don't know whether I would have thought much different about the race if there was more fall off or what. I didn't even know if there was a ton of fall off.
Wasn't. Well, the 22 went from like mid-pack to 2 tires and was maintaining, a great call by them, but like there wasn't, you shouldn't.
Denny held off drivers next to him and behind him when on the 2-tire call also.
Well, it didn't go green long enough at the end to really show up.
That's what Logano did too, that same stop. That's how he.
Okay. At the end, 4 tires won the race.
Yeah.
But
I think tire wear and tire fall off is really good when you can get it, but I don't know that it's absolutely critical to producing a really, really great race on the 1.5 miles. I think if the tire's too good, it's problematic, right? If there's 0 fall off.
I felt like it was too good.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't see the drivers fight it enough, in my opinion.
I got you. Next year, we've seen some. I guess we've seen some renders and stuff for some new schemes for next year, and apparently NASCAR's putting the manufacturer branding on the rear glass, taking away the driver's name. Does that bother you guys?
Not me.
I wonder why they're doing that.
It seems not necessary, but
when I go to the racetrack and I look at the back glass, they've cut the holes in the back glass to let that hot air out of the interior of the car, and you can't even read some of the names anyways because of those holes, right? And they put the decal of the name right over the top of these giant slits that are cut in the glass. I don't even know why there's even any branding there because the windshield has holes in it.
I'd be fine leaving it open.
It's a non-issue, just something I thought we'd bring up. I see some people talking about it. Thought we'd talk about it.
Yeah,
nobody cares.
Yeah,
all right.
Me, I'm a new fan. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah. Doesn't bother me.
I'm probably absolutely on my own with this take, but that's what we do. I'm gonna be honest. When the manufacturers start doing things to the cars or taking spots, like remember when the next gen car came out, nobody could with their rockers. That was the manufacturer's part of the car, and you had to have this specific decal that went around the rear bumper and around the nose. Those were the manufacturer identifiers. And I'm like, who gives a shit? And then when we would make the playoffs and they'd paint your spoiler yellow, or everybody had to have yellow this or green.
Where did that first start?
I hated that.
With the Winston stuff? That's probably the first thing that really did it, right?
Yeah, the No Bull used to have these bright pink or something spoilers and roof rails on the cars and stuff.
Going for $1 million.
And our numbers on the roofs were a different color too. Everybody had red or pink numbers or something like that.
Yeah.
I hated that.
Whenever you hear change to the car, you get like PTSD and you think about the numbers being moved on the car and you just
oh man.
You just get you going. Any change to the car.
I don't like the paint scheme. In my mind, and again, listen, I'm fine being wrong on this, and I know I follow online. There's so many people now that are like, I don't give a shit about the number placement. I don't care. It's forward, back, whatever. I'm fine with it. Are we still complaining about that? Yeah, I'm one of those guys that still complains about it. I don't really complain about it personally or publicly unless we're on this show talking about it. But when we would spend all winter like, oh man, moving this line and moving that and changing this color and doing all these little things of the scheme. And then the manufacturer wants this and they're going to do this and you can't have it just like that because this. And then when you get into the playoffs and they put some weird colored spoiler on the car that throws the whole freaking thing out of whack, you're just I don't know. You shouldn't complain because you're lucky to be in the playoffs, but I'm like, who in the hell said that they could have the spoiler, right? Who? It was like it was wild to me that they're like gonna tell me what color to paint my.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The valence, the spoiler, whatever it was.
I'm like, the car design is my damn choice, right? You can't come and tell me what color to paint the spoiler,
especially those parts.
Man, that's the spoiler's part of the car. I just thought that's the way I always thought, right or wrong. And I still don't like the number placement, but it's all right. They ain't going to move it back for me. But
yeah, that's not moving.
Yeah.
Come out. We're making a change just for Dale.
The number placement is here to stay. I'm glad it's still not changed on the Xfinity stuff. Boy, that's going to be a tough day. Did you see Colleague with their truck? When they announced their Ram truck, they had the number slid forward.
I didn't.
No.
Nobody noticed. So they announced
it.
the Ram deal, and on that truck that they showed when they pulled the cover off, the number is slid forward like on the Cup car. And I'm like, them little son of a guns. Look at it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, TJ. Nobody noticed. Everybody's like, yeah. Colleague, don't be bringing that into the universe.
Chris Rice needs to fix this immediately.
Don't wish that evil on us.
I think it looks good.
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. So
TJ, the fear in TJ's eyes right now.
It's weird looking on a truck, doesn't it?
It looks like.
Is there a different side? Look at that one down. Go down a couple rows.
Listen,
over the right.
They did it to be able to get the Ram on there. I get it. It just looks like that number looks like right there.
I'd have left the Colleague off and just moved the Ram back.
Colleague, I respect the hell out of them.
But your truck sucks.
But that damn number placement on that truck. God. And yes.
Hey, go to the unveil.
If you ask me or we're going to talk about it.
Go to the next row down where they unveiled it in Michigan. Check that number over to the right there. Please. Okay, that's better.
Yeah. So the original truck, that they unveiled in Michigan had the number in the right place at 25.
They pulled a fast one on us.
So we're blaming Colleague.
Yeah, I'm blaming Colleague.
Damn it, Colleague.
You know what? I go back to the original idea that was proposed by NASCAR to the teams. Put the number wherever you want, but between the tires. Put it wherever you want. Run in the middle, back, front, don't matter.
Yeah, that
would be awesome. Having some flexibility and some, hey, here you go. Change it. If you want to put it wherever you want to put it.
Yeah, because I think some numbers look better. Like,
I just think it's fine. Everybody kind of doing whatever they want to do.
I agree.
Yeah. Man, they made, they made, I don't remember when this happened, but for the longest time, NASCAR didn't really have any rules around the size of the number. I don't know that they had a very specific, they had a bit of a template, a loose template on where the number could be.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you go look at Dad's Ford from 1982, he had this big square T-Bird that he drove for Bud Moore. And how big the 15 was on the door.
Yeah. Huge. I remember
covered the
that.
whole door, man.
What year?
82.
Yeah.
The year my wife was born.
It's gigantic.
Look at that.
It's so
See how
big.
big that 15 is.
What number are you? 15.
Dude. It's giant.
If you had to ask me what bothers me the most about numbers, that we can have a 0, 7, and a 7 out there on the track together.
Oh, that don't bother me.
It's the same number.
I ran 03 in the Street Stock Series.
That's stupid.
Because everybody wanted to be 3. Everybody loved Dale Earnhardt in 1990. And you go to a racetrack and there'd be 3 number 3s out there.
You can't. You can only have 1,
so
3. You can't have a 0, 3.
I was 03.
That's dumb.
We were 08 and 03.
That's ridiculous,
me.
Travis.
Kelly
it's
ran
okay.
08.
It bothers me to no end.
Really?
Yes. I
You know what bothers me is triple digits. Every now and then there's like a triple digit in some series somewhere. And I know they probably do it a lot. I think in Fiat Supercar. Where do they do triple digits?
Like dirt late models and stuff.
I can't stand triple digits.
Yeah, that I've seen. I think a lot of dirt's.
I'd be okay with that.
Oh
dirt's the Wild West of numbers. You just run what you want.
00, 00, or 00, 03, 01. All those are good.
No. Oh.
Triple digits, no.
007. Oh, it's the 113.
So Keselowski goes on Stacking Pennies last week. We'd heard about this.
We did.
But they went on Stacking Pennies and went ahead and blew the lid off of the news. NASCAR is going to change the rules next year, adding 750 horsepower. Not adding an additional 750, but putting the cars from 680, 670 to 750. And so, what do you think? I mean,
it's progress.
It is progress. I'm good with it.
So, yeah, I mean,
everybody's been asking for it. Is it as much as maybe some people wanted? Probably not. But I think it's gonna, it's gonna definitely improve how the drivers feel about driving the car. Right?
Sure.
Does it really change what the race looks like? I don't think you're gonna notice a major difference. If you took them to Martinsville, right, and you ran back-to-back races, doubleheader with both packages, maybe you see some subtle differences, maybe not. The drivers, though, are going to get out and say better things, right? That's also important. That's as important as anything else, because the drivers have to support stuff. For things to work, the drivers have to be positive. For things to be good, we need the drivers liking what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you're going to give the horsepower back and hear some favorable comments from drivers, that's a win.
I agree with that.
Right?
Yeah, they control the narrative.
Even if it's not a ton, but again, it's in the right direction. And NASCAR, I guess Keselowski thinks NASCAR is just going to increase the size of the spacer. And I'm glad.
So if you increase the size of the spacer, what will that change for the people that aren't listening?
Well, it basically puts, more air and fuel into the intake and produces more power. So
you're saying what these changes will do is whenever that driver rolls into the throttle, there's going to be more there to try to grip up.
There should be a lot more more throttle response, more up off the corner. Definitely a little more at the end of the straightaway, but it's subtle. It's not going to be a massive, big shift. And I don't know that they're doing this everywhere.
Correct.
So we'll see what the plan is.
Yeah.
Also hearing a little rumor there could be a little more practice back on the schedule next year.
Nice.
I think that I'm hearing this more so in Xfinity that there's just conversations around should we have more weekends? There are more practice. I love that.
I do too.
I think it absolutely will lean on our budget as a team owner, but I think our drivers need it. Our truck drivers, our Xfinity drivers, they need the laps for them to be able to, we've got a lot of guys that are going into these cars that haven't driven them before, that are going to racetracks they've never raced before, and they're getting 10, 20 minutes of practice. And we've heard from SVG about how difficult it's been for him to get up to speed with a limited amount of practice on the racetrack, and how he's really not finding his commitment level and his comfort until the race is going.
Shout out to him for his first top 10 on an oval.
Amazing job. He's getting there. Dude, he's getting there. He's going to figure it out. And so, and he did that legit. Like he drove.
He did it. He earned that.
He drove his ass up there.
He did.
Yeah, he was ahead of those wrecks.
All the wrecks. Yeah.
Not like he benefited.
That. Yeah. So more practice could be coming. It's a conversation, but I don't know that it's a done deal. But I would applaud, going to a lot of these racetracks, at least getting 50 minutes, 45 minutes.
I don't like the group stuff in Cup. I just think it should be an hour, let everybody practice at the same time.
I know, because I don't like it either, because the track changes.
It does.
The first group runs a certain speed, then the track slows down, and it's hard to really know who's good and who isn't. It really is hard. And so you can't build storylines as you're a broadcaster, or if you're anybody, if you're a fan. You can't really watch practice and learn exactly what you're trying to learn. So I agree with you. I wish they would stop the group practices.
Just practice together.
Practice together.
It'd be better for the TV viewer too, I think.
It's better for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a reason why they went to group practices, but
I like the option to be able
they need to simplify it.
2 sets of tires. You start on one set, and if you want to do a mock run, you can. Or you put the other set in and see how you go. I like that idea.
I don't know. I don't know if you want to toss in the idea of being able to make a mock run.
I'm saying just give them 2 sets of tires. Some people are going to do it. If you have a rookie and you have an hour long practice and 2 sets of tires, you're probably going to make a mock run just because the guy's never done it before.
It introduces
a storyline.
No, having to make changes. What does that really mean for the teams? Cool down machines. What all has to be out? The logistics of
that stuff's already there.
All right, if it's already there, it's already there.
It's already
not
there.
A big deal
because they plug it in right after practice anyway.
I'd rather a crew chief come in here and tell me whether that's something that's realistic and reasonable.
When we do the 50-minute practices, some people do it already.
Yeah. Okay.
So you just I like the idea of doing it because the cars that are good, or you know what I mean, like you just get, it's more in a playbook. You got more to try, more to do.
Yeah.
So
speaking of colleague, we knowing they're going to Dodge next year with the truck, this absolutely, obviously, I'm assuming jeopardizes or terminates their relationship with Chevrolet going forward with their Xfinity program, their Cup program.
Yeah.
I wonder what happens there. I wonder where all that settles.
Like where does Ty? What happens with Ty?
I think for Ty Dillon, it could put his ride in jeopardy.
And he's had a good year.
Man, he's done good.
He has.
So he's annoying as on the racetrack. We've raced against him, but it's because he just drives his ass off and he doesn't give anybody like he runs hard and he doesn't give anybody
expects it to be run hard.
Yeah.
He expects to be run hard too.
And I think that I don't want to call him, he's not desperate, but he's like, I got to go do this. I got to prove this. I got to work harder to get noticed, to get recognized, to get opportunity. And so
I think he's done.
I think this year he's really, he's impressed me.
He has. He's impressed me too.
Remember the in race bracket challenge and all the story, how he went through and did all of that?
Oh, yeah. Damn near
almost won it.
Yeah.
I know the statistics don't really show it, but he's 32nd overall in points. If you would have asked me where he was in points, I wouldn't have said 32nd. And how many races have we seen where this guy, we get a late restart and you see this guy like jump up there and go for it and send it and gain by 6-8 spots in the final 3 laps to grab a top 25. He's one of those guys that just doesn't give up.
No, I think Ty has gotten that car.
His day is never.
He's finishing better than where the car should finish.
And his day is his day's never over.
He's impressed me this year. He's finished better than I thought he would.
Yeah.
He's more competitive every week, too.
Yeah. I wonder, though, because, the relationship with colleague, RCR, all of that plays
16's been faster this year,
I know,
too.
but all of that is linked to the Chevrolet,
deal.
So be interesting to kind of follow and see how that what the fallout is there. Another little tidbit. This is something a little bigger. I've been on that playoff committee. We had our first meeting back in February, and this is just my opinion. This isn't, this everybody that's been in this playoff committee has had maybe a little bit of a different experience, each of us individually. But we started off them conversations, and all it was, hey, we're getting everybody together. Let's just talk. Let's just talk, see what comes from this. This is not a committee that's going to make a decision or come up, if we do happen to come up with some great ideas, those may be utilized, but we're not going to be the group that makes the final decision. And I kind of felt like, I can be involved, and I have to accept the fact that I know that most of my thoughts and opinions may not make the final, the final result. That's okay. But it was going to be an interesting thing to be a part of it and hear what everybody had to say and see how it worked. And, man, there's been a ton of conversation around this. How much influence does TV have? Some say some say a lot, some say none. As we've went through this whole process, I've learned that TV does not like being considered as someone who has influence.
Yeah, because I feel like they think fans are coming at them, and they're like,
that's right.
Whoa, well, fans, don't be mad at us.
All that is absolutely true. So they're like, whoa, we don't need to be in the business of influencing the sport on how they're going to do their deal. So they've withdrawn a bit and taken the position of NASCAR will make that call and we will be good with that, right? Do I think that is entirely true? No, because I don't. TV can say that and they can actually believe that. But if I'm NASCAR and you wrote me that check, I'm calling you. Hey, man, you good with this? This is what we're thinking. Wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you not do that?
Yeah, that'd be dumb.
Why would you not?
You want your partner to be happy.
I'm going to call them and go, hey, man, I'm not made a decision yet, but this is kind of where we're headed. How you feel about that? So, but anyways, when we started the meetings at the beginning of the year, the mere mention of a 36-race full season points deal, that was really pretty taboo. And it was understood kind of early on that we were not probably going to do that. They let that choice be part of we did some polls, right, within our group. Like, what do you like the most, the least? What would you prefer in terms of a 10 race? How would you like it to be? 3, 3, 4, whatever, And there were all these options. They always kept that 36 full season format as an option. Like, they didn't take it off the table. But it was pretty much understood that, we're probably not getting there. Don't even, there's no real point in doing that. Let's try to work on something that meets in the middle. I will say out of the gate, Mark Martin was full throttle. As he's been on social media, that's the way he's been in those meetings.
The entire time.
This is what people are telling me. This is what I believe. This is what fans want, young and old. I'm getting it from all sides. He's been really pushing for us to sort of revert back to something similar to what we used to have forever. And I felt, and we had more meetings, a lot of emails, a lot of things happening throughout the season. And all the while, there was a giant public conversation happening online, in Reddit, and on X, and whatever, right? There's a big debate on podcasts and everything. So there's this long conversation happening all year long. We finally come to this final sort of gathering of the committee. And they put basically the results from the very first poll that we took in February on the screen. And there were 3 results. And it was like the original, what we have now. Who likes it? Who wants to keep it? Who wants it to change? A proposed different playoff with multiple races in the final round, and then at the bottom, the 36 race full season. And in February, with the committee, which is I would say the committee's got 40, 50 people on it.
Dang.
I could be wrong. It could be less than that. Could be more. I don't really know, but there's a lot. There's a lot of us. In the first meeting in Daytona, there was probably 25 people in the room and another 10 people on, or 8 or 10 people online on Zoom.
Can you sign up to be in there or what? I mean,
I don't know.
Invite only.
Yeah, I think so. So in the first poll that we took, it was mostly everybody saying, yes, we need to change it. Yes, I would think a multiple race final round would be good. And then it was, kind of, a lot of people saying, I like what it is. And then very few people saying 36 race full season. I was one of the people that was saying, full season is best. But I understand it's very unlikely. So if we can't have that, I go with the multiple race in the final round. Well, they put that slide up on the screen in the final meeting that we just had and said, that's the question. Has anybody's opinion swayed from what you're seeing on the screen now? This is where you all voted earlier, and now we've, 6 months later, has anybody, and boy, was I surprised with what came next. Obviously, myself, I said, hey, as the seasons went on, I've grown more confident in my feelings about the full season point system. I was hesitant to really stand beside it and push it earlier because I didn't think it had a chance. But honestly, I can say at the end of this deal, that's still the best way to do it. There were a couple other drivers that all chimed in agreement. And then there were some media members that I honestly never thought I'd hear say, hey, I didn't feel this way at the start of the year, but now I got to admit, 36 full season points is definitely the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it. I mean, they basically all were like, there was 3 or 4 of them saying, yep, you got me. I mean, I never thought I'd feel this way, but it's the best. We went around and around, and we've had millions of conversations, and there's a lot of people having a lot of conversations the entire season, and I honestly feel like that's probably the best way to do it. And I was like, holy. And then, and even when that meeting was over, even when that meeting ended, I would say at the start of the year, a full season points deal had about a 2% chance. By the end of that meeting, I thought, man, it's got about a 30% chance, 40% chance. It's still low, still unlikely. But
that's a big number, though.
I was like, I really am surprised that everybody was willing to be that honest and transparent about it. And but we still left the meeting thinking that, and my feelings were when we left the meeting, that NASCAR was still like, we hear you, but man, it's just too big of a move. It might be too far for us to shift. And then Adam Stern retweeted, I think, an article by Jeff Gluck. It says, NASCAR is now seriously weighing the possibility of drastically overhauling the playoffs or doing away with them altogether. The mere chance of going back to a 36-race schedule determining the series champion marks a dizzying turnaround, The Athletic. And I think the story was written by Jeff. So when that popped up, I thought, dude, Adam Stern don't tweet.
He's usually pretty.
He don't tweet just
nonsense.
Yeah, he don't tweet hoping a prayer. And so I thought, holy crap. So old Gluck, not only did he, say his true feelings in the meeting itself, but, and that was one of the guys that I thought I would never hear say, 36 races is probably the best way to go. And I think the world of Jeff, but just didn't think he'd ever feel that way. And because he's really lived a lot of, he's lived a lot of his experience in these, in the sport with the playoffs and some without. But when Adam tweeted that, I thought, damn, man, maybe it's more than 30%. Maybe has it got real legs? Is it really something that actually is being uttered in the building in NASCAR and down in Daytona? Are they really considering that? I would have, oh man, I just still can't believe that. I mean, it blows my mind that they're truly possibly considering it.
Considering it, I would say yes. I still don't believe it's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, we're
so let
higher
me
than
ask
I thought.
You. All right, so let me ask you this then: would it be fair? I always have a hard time judging the true weight or of a conversation, a public conversation that's going on in social media, right?
It's hard to judge.
It is hard to judge, and I often find myself mistakenly thinking some things are a bigger deal than they are, and so what it's made me do over the years is sort of really be more conservative on whether I really want to weigh in on something, because I'm not sure if it's really that big of a conversation. Yes, it's happening on. Yes, I'm seeing it. Yes, some people are talking about it. Yes, there's a Reddit, conversation around it. But is it really a big deal? Is it really something that's happening in the industry? Is it something that industry folks care or are discussing? And this is one of those things. We don't really know how serious NASCAR themselves are truly contemplating the change. But now that this has sort of been teased as having even a sliver of hope, have we not seen a very large majority of people excited about that? I know there are the ones that are saying there's no reason to go there, and you're going to have there are the people that are.
It's always going to be
that
are
way. Saying that we're going to have the the championship locked up before the last race, then you're going to be mad. But I feel like, from what I've seen, that there is a large majority of people that really would prefer it.
So let me ask you a question about this that I was thinking about. You said you'd be mad. Are you more mad that a guy builds a big enough lead that he has a championship locked up before the last race? Or are you more mad that a mid-pack car gets a random victory during the season off the wall and races for a championship against cars that have outrun them all year?
Yeah.
Isn't that just, that's the two things, right?
No,
you got mad when they get mad when Logano wins.
Those are not the only two flaws.
Well, I'm just saying,
but
people,
if
the
you want
biggest
me to
complaint,
choose between one or the other, I'm absolutely, completely fine with a guy winning the championship early. It's just like a guy winning by 10 seconds, He
earned it.
He earned it. Like SVG goes out to Mexico and won by 16 seconds or something.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
4 minutes. I don't know.
Whatever. Yeah, it's fine. They had a race. They threw the green. They threw the checkered, and a guy kicked everybody's ass.
Cars have won by laps back in the day.
Yeah, if you haven't won with 5 races to go, kudos to you.
It's not bothering me at all.
Me neither.
And but so there, I would choose that. But I'm really wondering how. You can't, I can't do a poll. I can't put a poll up. It's going to sway toward one side, right? So where could we go to get a genuine opinion on where the hardcore fans at?
Dirty Mo Media's account?
No. I think they know what I think, and that's still going to sway it.
We'll vote with your heart, not what Dale wants.
Yeah. Well,
I think that's a more fair poll. If you put it up from yours, it's going to be. I don't Dirty Mo could probably put a poll up.
I just wonder, I guess I'm wondering, truly, from what I've seen, some polls that have been put up, and polls aren't official, and it is a corner of the internet. But it's under 60%, but over 50 would love 36 races. I think the amount of people that like what we have is in the teens, low 20s, and then a format that has a multi-race final round is in the 30s, high 30s.
I'll tell you what, they better make a change, though. They can't stick with...
Oh, no, they're changing it.
The
change is coming. The change is coming, but are we going to love a move after this truly getting teased like no one ever thought 36 races was ever coming back. Same way we didn't think Wilkesboro was coming back. Well, now that it's like Adam Stern's retweeting,
you're getting people's hopes up.
You're getting people's hopes up. It's just like and what's going to happen is when they do reveal that it's a 3-3-4, right? A 4-race final round with 6 drivers. Everybody's going to go, well, some people will be happy. I will be relieved that it's changed. But a lot of people, myself included, are going to be disappointed it's not 36 races.
Yeah, the what
because I didn't, and I wouldn't feel that way in February because I didn't think 36 was ever coming back. But now that I've gotten this idea that 36 really might have some sliver of hope.
Mm-hmm.
Relieve's the right word. People aren't going to be ecstatic with the change. They're going to be like, well, it's better than what we've got.
Well, with NASCAR's issues with ratings, do they need to, is relieved good enough?
No.
So,
but
is it possible that the decline in ratings has been something that's convinced NASCAR that maybe that Hail Mary is worth it? So I was thinking that the shift from where we are today all the way to a full season point system was too risky. Even though I believed in the 36 full season race, even if I believed in it, it's a risky big shift.
It's a big risk.
But what are we risking now? We have nothing to lose. And what are we risking?
It's not like the guy that wins it doesn't deserve it.
A couple weeks ago in New Hampshire, we had nearly Xfinity numbers in terms of viewership. I haven't seen this week's. I guess they'll be out today. But I remember we were at the 600 for the Amazon race, and we got a 2-2, and we're disappointed. And now we're getting a 1-7, 1-8 every other week.
And in the playoffs.
And so have they gotten to the point to where there is nothing to lose, nothing to risk? I don't know. And maybe you're getting horsepower back. You
practice maybe?
Could be getting some practice back. Are we starting to say, hey, the changes that we made, that we had to make through COVID and so forth, and changes we made to the sport over the last 20 years, is it time to look at the trends and go, all right, we got to make a big move here, right? Because the next gen car was brought in with a lot of excitement, a lot of modern technology. That really hasn't been something that's driven ratings. So the new car hasn't affected the ratings in a positive way, I would say. So what is it? We talk that people will talk about football. Listen, man, football's been around a long time. We had great numbers back in the day going up against football. I'm not leaving the room because football's in it. Are you telling me that, well, we can't compete with football, so let's just leave the room?
I agree with you.
What are we going to run from football all our lives?
Xfinity's numbers are they're going.
Xfinity's numbers are doing pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah, you can't be like, oh well, football's on Sunday.
Let me tell you, when they announced this Xfinity deal, we were all scared. We didn't know how much we were going to lose, and when we lose a couple 100,000, or on our viewership, our sponsors come calling. They want to dial it back because, man, the viewership ain't there, the numbers ain't there, the engagement ain't there. But this has been it's been awesome with the CW this year, and the product on the track's pretty good. But I don't think we need to end the season sooner, get away from football, all that mess. Like, yes, football's kicking ass right now. Great. I'm a massive fan of the NFL. I watch all the time.
But we always have been too.
But I'm not leaving the room. And because football, they're going to do what the hell they want.
All the time.
Right? If they want to start a little sooner, boy, they're going to start a little sooner. We're going to move again. If they've been talking about extending their season. Are we going to move the Daytona 500, get out of their way?
I do think if the Super Bowl is on the Daytona 500, NASCAR that would be the one time I would say, okay, you got to not fight against football. But every other Sunday, you can't just run away.
Yeah.
I mean,
would you? I mean, this is getting in the weeds, but if the Daytona 500 started at noon,
that's what I was
on Sunday, and then the Super Bowl was at night, would you skip the 500, or would you not go? Holy what a awesome sports day this is!
What a day this is!
Holy,
we used to.
You might actually get more viewers for the 500 because the Super Bowl is that night.
Look at May. We had Monaco, the 600, the Indy 500. We
here's what happens though is.
I didn't think we would have this conversation, but
the networks say they don't want to be a part of it. But you better believe that Fox is going. When we have the rights to Super Bowl, we love having all this coverage from the Super Bowl from sun up to sundown.
Yeah, but I mean, of course, I mean, if you're talking about the same network, if it's Fox Super Bowl, Fox Daytona 500, but maybe there's a way to work that out to where it's two different networks.
I don't know anybody that wakes up on Super Bowl Sunday and watches TV from the moment they get up till the Super Bowl. So all that coverage, I get it, but like
clearly, it's working for these networks because they do that. But I'm with you. I do think having the 500 as like your appetizer Super Bowl would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm down. Listen. I just wanted to make that.
Imagine if they're both in Florida.
I kept hearing the football, the NFL, and we need to move out of their way, and we need to end our season. I don't buy that. We aren't doing great right now, but we don't need to leave the room. We need to get our together, and we need to make our way back, towards some respectable numbers while still, racing whenever the hell we feel like racing.
I do think the time slot of the races could be tweaked maybe, but that's just my opinion.
They were tweaked in an effort, I believe, to try to give them the best numbers they could. And I don't know how well that's worked out either.
Yeah, but what do I don't know. I'm no expert with that.
I ain't either. There are some people that are, and apparently they felt like that was the right move to make. Hey everybody, it's Earnhardt Jr. If you're looking for one hell of a weekend packed with big-time racing, live music, great times, you need to get to Charlotte Motor Speedway October 3rd through the 5th for the Bank of America ROVAL 400. It's a unique track for a playoff race, a test of both strategy and skill for the drivers and teams. And by the end of Sunday's race, 4 drivers are going to see their championship hopes end as they get knocked out of the playoffs. I'm sure it's going to be a wild one. The weekend kicks off Friday with the Craftsman Truck Series, and then Saturday you've got the Xfinity Series with the Blue Cross North Carolina 250. On Sunday before the green flag, country star Ernest is taking the stage for a live pre-race concert. You won't want to miss it. And then it's time to see which 12 Cup drivers will advance and who will be eliminated from the playoffs. Racing, music, camping, cold beer. It's how you got to do it every single race weekend, and it's right here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Go to charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets now. Rodney Childers, hired by Junior Motorsports, will be the crew chief for Carson Quapple next year. Also, Connor Zilch is going to drive that car. I thought this was an awesome opportunity. Me and Rodney have grown up together. Him and his brother and I were in the same class, same grade. I got a picture with his brother.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Jason, I have a picture from my graduation. I think it's the only picture that I have of that day, and it's with Jason. And so I would go over to Rodney's house, man. He'd pop in some VHS tapes of his go-kart racing, man. We'd sit there and watch him race go-karts, and he'd be like, he won everything. Hell of a driver. And when he started racing late models, I'd go over to his shop, check out his see what's going on. And he got into crew chiefing. We stayed, connected. He used to ride around in my S10 pickup truck when I was 16, 17 years old, being goofballs, He come on the podcast. We talked all about that. So this is awesome to actually have opportunity to bring him into what I think is a place where he'll fit in perfectly. He's a racer. We know each other well. He's going to come in here and want to do an amazing job. So I think he'll be a great asset to us. The reaction to that was great, but there was a lot of people that were taken aback that Carson's not going to be full-time next year. And listen, it's we're trying to figure out how to keep 4 cars on the racetrack. It's there's a chunk of money that it takes to get that going down the road. The support that Carson has had financially changed a bit. And it's put us in this position that where he won't be able to run every single race, but he's going to run a large majority of the season and all of the races in the playoffs. And so privately, this isn't a Junior Motorsports initiative, but me personally, my goal then is to try to figure out, all right, how do I get him in another car in the races he's not with us, so that should he win, which I think he should, and working with Rodney should, put him in a good position to maybe go out there and get the success that we think he's capable of getting. If he does that, I need him to be able to compete for the championship, right? So now it's a shift to like, all right, how do we feel these few races in the season he's going to miss when Connor's in the car so that he's still eligible? Should he go out and win in our car, he's eligible as a playoff driver. And so that's kind of the next move that I'm actively trying to science out. We spent a lot of our own money. I spent a lot of my own money over the course of 10 years to try to get Josh Berry his opportunity. And even to go full time with him, was a commitment from me personally. And so, there's a balance to that. You can't go out of business, and so you have to make everything make sense. And we didn't have to wait 10 years racing Carson in the Cars Tour and in late model stocks for him to get his chance. And he had a full season this year, and I feel like with the pieces that we're moving around and the development that we're going to do within our race teams, with Rodney coming in, I'm putting Carson in a really good spot to go win and prove what he can do. And so I'm excited about seeing how that can pan out next year. And yeah, things are gonna look a little different for us next year, and that's the way the Xfinity Series kind of works between all four of our cars. These programs and how we figure out who's driving what and where is all year to year, and it is a ton of work to figure it out and to put all the pieces in the right place to be able to say, all right, we got the funding to go do all this. And so it's going to be fun. We're going to go out there. We're going to be in great position to be able to go win some races next year.
It's still a great opportunity for Carson.
I see it as the same.
It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, I do too. I know there's more to it than I can share with his particular program that makes me very, very excited. And I think when, all of this kind of comes to light, people will see that we actually, we're making all the effort we can to give him the best opportunity to go out there and succeed. And so, we wouldn't even have him in the car if we didn't, feel like we wouldn't be doing a part-time deal if we didn't feel like he was the one. There's other kids out there with benefits and financial support that are appealing, that could come in here and be a part of this program. But I and several other people here really want to see this through with Carson and feel like that he can go out there and prove it out.
Well, I feel like it's big for you as well because it proves Josh Berry, Carson Kvapil, like the stepping stones that they've taken to get to this level are the right ways. Carson's got a room full of trophies. Josh has got a room full of trophies and championships and stuff. Yeah, which is what
I know a lot of people were just disappointed that he wasn't going to be full time. And what did he do wrong? He didn't do anything wrong, and it wasn't. It was just a big shift in some financial stuff. And we were very, very lucky, in my opinion, to be able to get him as many races as he's going to get next year. Mm-hmm. And
he got added races last year for it too, so he got more than you know what I mean. So he's in a good spot.
Yeah, so I think that he can do it. All of our other cars are in good shape. Seen some great improvement from my guy Sammy We had that deal at Martinsville earlier this year where He kind of made a bonehead move. Ever since then,
he's
guys
growing.
Worked really hard. He had a great run this past weekend at Kansas. Great speed in his car. The 7 car was super fast this weekend. Zilich ended up with a great result, but just a little bit off comparable to how they've been running.
Yeah, second. It's way off.
I mean, it's just off
way
a little.
off.
Everybody saw it.
It's noticeable.
Yeah. It was
big trouble on the 88.
Still a good weekend. And Brandon Jones coming out with a win.
Yeah, it's good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, good to see Brandon run good. Brandon was here for a couple years, and we tried to make that deal work, but for whatever reason, I mean, he felt like he's in a better spot at JGR, and that's proven out. He's got him a couple wins this year. Darlington, a really hard racetrack to win. He's great at Kansas. So good to see him get the win and move through.
Butterbean had a good weekend.
Butterbean did run good.
He ran better,
kind of waiting for that. So, I think Butterbean is one of those guys that's got, he's got a little financial support behind him. He's got a little short runway to be able to get this done before that financial support is probably
doing it.
Yeah, he's doing it. So
I watched him in the Xfinity race, and he can do it.
Yeah.
Like he didn't look out of place.
No.
He had a little bit.
Dude, he can do it.
He qualified. He had a good group for qualifying. He went out early because doesn't have any, that car was way down or whatever in points. So he had a good qualifying time to go out. Ended up qualifying really well, but he raced.
Yeah.
Good.
Did the difference in the tire that he's been running?
Oh my gosh.
All his life, even in ARCA,
different.
to what he's on in this truck and this Xfinity car is completely different. Trying to get used to the radial. It's got a very, very narrow window of forgiveness. So once he really gets that understood, Butterbean has the ability and talent to be very, very successful in NASCAR.
He's adapting very quickly.
He does.
And you need to do that.
Yeah. This episode of Dirty Air brought to you by Bass Pro Shops. The Earnhardt family always relies on Bass Pro Shops for our outdoor adventures, and that tradition continues today. I grew up shopping there, and now it's a place I love sharing with my own family, whether we're going for weekend getaways or just fishing in the pond in the backyard. I'm incredibly grateful for the support that Johnny Morris and the entire Bass Pro team has shown in our business ventures. They support us here with our race team and at Dirty Mo Media. They believe in what we're building. They stood behind us every step of the way. They're not just great partners. These are great friends, great people. Be sure to check out all they have to offer, no matter if you're into fishing, camping, hunting. You can find everything you need at the nearest Bass Pro Shop store, and you can shop online as well at BassPro.com. It's time for this month's selection for our Ultimate Racing Collector, presented by Lionel Racing, the official diecast of NASCAR. Lionel Racing is your go-to source for all of your racing diecast needs. Check out the latest pre-orders at LionelRacing.com. This month's winner is Bradley Russell. All right, Bradley, let's see what you got. I see a couple of Amp Energy uniforms, a Budweiser uniform, then a wall of diecasts. And I see a lot of different ones. I see some 22 Penske. I see, there's some
88.
There's some of mine. Oh yeah, he's got a whole shelf there. Rack of,
that's a wall. That's not a
whole
shelf.
Rack of 8s. And I see some Tony Stewart's in there. Nope,
steal me.
Casey Kane. Steal me. Nope, steal me. Yep, steal me. Wow. Oh, more me. He always got the
case. Yeah,
towers.
The case.
Gotta love those. A lot more uniforms.
Whoa. What are those? Oh, look at that case. That case right there is awesome.
Old school case too. Yeah. He's got some
that's
Big
pretty
E
neat
stuff. A lot of Ralph Earnhardt
got
up
some
there
Maker's
on the top.
Mark just in case.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Lots.
Oh, DBC shirt.
There you go. Door bumper clear.
So that's one of the original shirts
got a
that I
Dale
made.
Yes shirt.
Yep, Dale Yes shirt. This is a great collection.
500.
Bradley.
Poster.
And maybe we're a little biased. You had a lot of Earnhardt Jr. and Earnhardt Sr. stuff in there. So congratulations to Bradley Russell. He is this month's Ultimate Racing Collector. Thanks for the video, Bradley. Thanks to everyone else who sent one in. And if you did not win, you can try again next month. Congratulations to Bradley Russell. And as a series team owner in NASCAR, I rely on things that perform under pressure, and that's why I go to Xfinity Wi-Fi. Fast, dependable internet. One price locked in for 5 years. No contracts, no slowdowns, no nonsense. Xfinity's a proud premier partner of NASCAR. Let's get right to it.
Yeah, this first question is from Zach. Did y'all see Tristan McKee hooking Sam Yarbrough. And what did you guys make of that move at Martinsville?
Yeah, I think when it initially happened, like the moment it happened, I was furious. Sam has raced in late models at Myrtle Beach and Florence for years. He races for a guy named Robert Elliott. We bought a car from Robert Elliott in the 90s that Kelly would use to race. I raced against Robert a lot at Myrtle Beach in the 90s, and they're good folks. Sam's good people. Also, part of that team is Chad McCumbee. Awesome racer. Great dude.
I saw him.
Yeah. They're all really, really good folks, just good, hard racers. And Sam's not aggressive. But actually, you know, I reached out to some folks that work with Tristan and asked him to have a conversation. He came by the house yesterday.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
So we spent about 30 minutes just talking about, you know, Sam and his past and his history, and trying to understand how McKee needs to take care of his competitors. He says, look, I made a mistake. I was trying to get down. I didn't want to be in the outside lane.
Mm-hmm.
I was nothing had happened in the corner before, or Sam had not touched him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, so if, you know, Sam hadn't done anything, then you weren't reacting with, you know, some intentional, but why did you stay in the gas? You know, you hook him and you throttle up and just turn him around. I'm like, you could have saved him. And I was like, those are the things that you got to learn as a young driver to know, like, hey, I gotta take care of my competitors on the racetrack. So I think McKee is very talented, and a lot of people believe he's got the talent. Absolutely. And he's young, and he's just got to take better care of his competitors as he moves up through the ranks. And he doesn't want to, you know, develop this reputation, right, that would be hard to shed. And it's still young enough to where I think he can go out there. I thought he did a great interview after the wreck. He said, I made a mistake. It wasn't on purpose. I messed up. He said, you know, the spotter, this, that, and other. I'm like, hey, man, you're in the car. You see him right there. The spotter, nothing.
There was a gap.
Well, he just, you know, I told him, I said, look, you know, you can fix this. We need a little space between.
Yeah, Hickory wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, because he had a problem
and the
with
next one.
Mini Tyrell at South Boston the weekend before, right?
Yep.
Hickory earlier this year.
Hickory earlier this year. He got blamed for that. I don't know whether that was all him. There's just a lot of guys racing and wrecking and cars out of control.
Damn spotter
Hickory.
again. Yeah. Spotter probably.
It just, if you're going to race hard, you got to kind of know when to fight these battles and when to say, hey, I got my ass kicked today. And it's just, you know, and he's just not kind of gotten there yet. And he's gonna in every situation, such as, you know, Hickory or more so in South Boston, like, he's that guy that's gonna overdo it, overdrive it, oversend it, and get up the racetrack into your door and you know, do those kind of things where you wish you'd see him kind of start to learn and maybe make the adjustments without taking away his talent or his drive, right? But that thing at the Martinsville, coupled with everything else, is a absolute, like, red flag. Like, gosh, you know, okay, some aren't mistakes, but that's not good. You gotta take better care of your I want to say teammates, but you know, in the late model world, we are all like kind of teammates, and especially like in our tour, you know, we don't want to see our guys destroying their cars because we need them to come to the next race. We need them to be able to afford to come to the next race and not have to be repairing damage and all that stuff. So in my eyes, a perfect race weekend for us in our series is everybody races all night long, no damage, great finish, go home, right? That's what you want. And so as a driver, you want all the guys out there, even these young guys coming in. We want them to come here. We want them to try to learn their racecraft. We want them to get mentored by some of the older drivers in the series. But we need them to understand, like, you gotta let your competitor live for the next race, especially at that level of racing, because everybody's there not for the financials. Everybody's there because they want to be there, and no one's making money. We're all losing money at the grassroots level, you know, and you justify what it costs to do it because of how much you love it, you know. But if you're always getting wrecked or crashed, by inexperienced drivers, it can be very, very frustrating and difficult to be able to go out there on Monday, fix it, and go to the next race.
For everybody.
For everybody.
That's a good point. He's 15, isn't he?
He's young.
He's really young.
I'm not sure. He's young, and he's got a lot to learn, and he'll make more mistakes.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
He took a lot of hard on social media over that thing at Martinsville the other night, and that's unfortunate, even if, everybody absolutely should be outraged that, he made that mistake and a guy got hooked for no reason. But and I was mad out of the gate, but you got to calm down. You got to get him and say, hey, let's figure this out, right?
Yeah.
You're going to race. He's going to be around. He's going to race. Do we want him to learn? Do we want him to get better? Do we want him to try to, become the driver and competitor that we want him to be? Yeah.
Yeah. And I think conversations like this will hopefully only help him. So
he's got great support from Spire. He's in the Josh Wise program. A lot of good people around him that hopefully are helping coach him through these moments as well.
Pushing a kid too fast right now, like he's 15, and Sam. In Sam's interview, I heard him say he needs to go ahead and get on out of here and go to ARCA or whatever already. Does when do you think a driver should graduate from like the Cars Tour?
Man, I wasn't allowed to race street stocks until I got my driver's license. When I was in the 90s, I could race Legends cars at 15 or even younger, but I couldn't race a full-bodied car. I couldn't get a NASCAR license to drive any class at the Concord Speedway, which had 4-cylinder street stocks. Couldn't drive anything without a driver's license. So you had to have the driver's license to get the NASCAR license.
Do you remember when you first got your NASCAR license? Your first one? Do you remember that? Was it a big deal to you? Had to be a big deal then, right?
Yeah. But I mean, it was, you had that, there was some pretty, and everybody can also remember, Kyle Busch, having to skip truck races because of his age when we knew he was more than capable of even going in and winning these races. Right. And, so, I mean, the age thing at times, you'll have drivers that you're like, man, I want to see them out on the racetrack, but they're just not old enough to be there. And those were some good restrictions to have more often than not. And now we have, 12-year-olds racing pro late models, big full-size cars that, it's become normal to have these young kids in these 450 horsepower, left-hander chassis and late model stocks even.
Yeah.
So I don't know where I really fall there, but I mean, 15, I think,
solid age to.
Yeah, he can be out there racing, but he's got to get what he really needs is people telling him like, hey, you can't be doing that. Even though it was a mistake, he's got to be told that mistake can happen. Even though it was a mistake doesn't make it okay and doesn't absolve him. Because there's some serious repercussions to the guy that got turned around there.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that, there's a lot of drivers going to come through the series that are going to always need a little, and I told him, I said, I could go to the race weekend. I could go to Tri-County this weekend and make a mistake. Any one of us, we're all going to make mistakes, but you just got to try to avoid them as often as possible. And he's like, man, I was cutting it close. I trying to get down behind. I'm like, you can't cut it close, right? It wouldn't hurt you to run another 100 feet down the straightaway and blend in behind him, into turn one.
Yeah.
Try again.
The patience. Too urgent. Too much. I guess anxiety and so forth going on in that little man's head, driving that car.
Even the best make mistakes.
Trying to make it. Yeah.
Look at this weekend, Travis. I mean.
Look at Brad pitting twice.
Oh,
that was weird. Even the best, even championship drivers like Brad.
Yep,
can make those mistakes.
Champions like Brad.
Champions. Yeah.
This next question is it's a popular one. I've seen it a bunch on Twitter, Facebook. We are at the 2-week mark from the release of NASCAR 25. How excited are you guys? How do you feel like the momentum's built since the announcement of the release.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait for people to get it. I want to hear what they have to say about the career mode. Me and TJ worked really hard on parts of that. We did a lot of filming in here.
Yep.
I think we did 40, 50 sort of scenarios.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Just different things that could happen to you.
I like the traction that it's getting.
Yeah, I mean,
from the drivers
I'm apprehensive until they actually have the product.
Sure.
And can use it to really hear, because right now it's all just like speculation.
Mm-hmm.
So when I think what my process is to, like, they get the product and then I start writing down everything that they wish it was different or don't like, right? And it ain't gonna be a home run for everybody.
Nope.
There'll be some things that they wish were there that aren't there.
Of course.
And so, like, it's, right out of the gate, it's time to start making a list, because the idea is this is a franchise that's going to go, year after year after year after year. And so what are the things that come into the next download, the DLCs and the, the next
26.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So that's the stuff that you kind of gotta start thinking about. It's like, all right, when the product's finished, all the effort goes to, like, whatever patches need to come down the road and fixes need to happen immediately, and then start sort of developing the plan for the next
game.
Think about how many patches, like a big game like NCAA, like even the big ones have patching. So
Madden gets them too.
These, like, people that are expecting a perfect game, like,
well, I mean,
give them.
Yeah, there'll be some things that they discover. I'm not so much thinking about that. Of course, you don't want to have any major bugs that that you didn't foresee happening. But I'm more anxious to, like, hear, like, what is not there that they were hoping, what's not in there that they hoped would be in there, they were wishing that would be in there. And that's the stuff that you got to go, all right, can we make that possible?
Yeah.
Like, they're asking for this. Let's see what we can do for the next the next game. So I'm looking forward to the release, starting to get the feedback. Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
How do they think it drives? How do they think it feels?
Just like the teasers of, like, watching people get their hands on the game a little early, man. I'm jealous of them.
I know, but I'm even apprehensive to that stuff. Like, you kind of don't know whether they're being told to say what they're saying, or, they've gotten this early access. They can't really on it, right? So, so I'm just like, hey, I'm going to wait till the public gets it. And,
Do you have your hands on it yet?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, I know. I'm just.
I said no, and you said yeah.
I'm like, yeah, okay.
You wanted me to have it, but I don't have it.
So that's what you and Tristan did yesterday. You sat there and played the video game.
Yeah. You showed him. Yeah, you showed him. This is what you do. This is what you don't do. All right, we got time for one more question from Daniel. This is an interesting one. Would you rather never get hungover or never have to deal with traffic ever again?
What?
Would you rather never get a hangover?
Hangover or traffic?
Or deal with traffic?
Huh. I don't mind traffic. So, boy, I'd give up the hangover, I guess.
I'd rather get rid of that traffic, man. 77 sucks.
I don't care. I can turn on the radio.
Yeah, I would rather not have a hangover.
He don't even drink.
TJ, you don't.
TJ, you don't have to give up the hangovers because you don't even get them.
Just get rid of traffic, man, and enjoy, 2 beers. You and I can
remember
hang
some
out.
Pretty bad hangovers.
When was your last hangover, TJ?
It's been a little while. But I remember, listen, there's been times when the saloon got built, it's when it got bad. Because we didn't leave at 2 a.m. from places. We left it. The sun would be like, the sun's up. We should probably go to bed now.
We didn't go to bed when the bar closed. We went to the saloon.
Which was rough.
Yeah, it was.
But man, you think, like, leaving a racetrack, TJ, you're not like
concerts,
traffic
doesn't bother me.
Rush hour.
Not really. No.
It's like my biggest pet peeve.
Really?
Oh, I can't stand it.
I will say
I can fight a hangover.
Yeah.
I can't fight traffic.
I mean, I don't know. I just get on my ways and find me another route.
But what if there isn't? Like, say you're going from
Mooresville
to Charlotte. There's one route, man, and if it's backed up, you're screwed.
Let me ask you this.
It drives me crazy.
If you were hung over in traffic, which one would you get rid of?
Oh, the hangover. You're right. The worst is if you're on a road trip and you got to drive like 6 hours hungover.
Then that's the answer.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You're just like, I just want to get home and go to bed.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and you would get home quicker if you didn't have traffic.
No, because even if there's not traffic, the drive, that's...
When you're out of traffic, it's gone. Hangovers can last, and
man,
it's not fun.
I think you've pulled me over to your side. That's
the no hangover side?
Yeah.
Because
I'm team traffic.
I don't want a hangover. Traffic I deal with every day of my life. So.
Yeah, I'm on Dale's side now. Damn it.
Got one more question? Or
yeah, come on, one more.
You gonna hang out? Or
Travis told me the one more question.
Wrap.
That was the one more question.
No, we got to do one more.
All right,
I'll be quick. I won't ramble.
Let's see. Okay, this one's from Kenneth. Wyatt had a huge weekend.
Yeah, won a championship.
Yes. What's your reaction to that?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, Wyatt's racing everything.
Everything.
Yeah. Run some limited late models this year, a little bit of that. Probably going to do some more of that next year. I think I saw something like a 17 race schedule for him on the late model, limited late model stuff.
It's awesome.
He still runs Chad Boat's cars, midgets and sprint cars and so forth. I think he's actually tested what is it? The 360?
A sprint car?
Yeah, what is it?
There's 360 sprint
360s,
cars.
yeah. I think he tested a 360 full winged sprint car.
Oh yeah, I saw like a week ago or two.
So he's getting into that.
Man.
And this was trucks, like they got the Pro 2 to he's in the spec class. And they race in the Midwest all the way out in California. They were in California. So he's all over. This kid's living it. He's like homeschooled and racing.
That's the life.
Full time. Yeah, pretty nice.
He's going to be a very diverse driver.
He's doing everything. So, and he's good at it. Like he won, we put him in the limited car and he exceeded what I thought he'd do. Went to Hickory and won a couple races. And so he's just got a knack, you know. I think his dad LW's with his racing history and stuff just knows kind of
the path,
how to take him through this route to become good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to Wyatt, and that'll be a good place for
that was a good. I'm glad Kelly's very happy that we mentioned Wyatt today. Thank you, Xfinity Wi-Fi, fast, dependable internet, one price locked in for 5 years, no contracts, no slowdowns, no nonsense. They're the premier partner of NASCAR, and we're very thankful for everything they do for us here. So we'll see you tomorrow. Who's our guest tomorrow?
John Wood.
John Wood coming through. I know we're excited to talk to John, and a lot going on with the Wood brothers this year. So it'll be cool.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Plus, we're going to dig back into his racing career and see how all that went.
It will be very entertaining with John.
Yeah, he's entertaining.
You don't even know.
Yeah. Oh, I don't. Hey, everybody. You want the latest Dale Jr. download apparel? Visit shop.dirtymomedia.com. We're always adding new stuff all the time, especially like when we say something silly on this show. We'll put it on a t-shirt. Again, check it out at shop.dirtymomedia.com. All right, so it's time for another segment of Dirty Mo Dough here, brought to you by FanDuel. And Russell is here. Tim's is also here. Old Tampa Tim's.
Tampa Tim's.
We got a great, good amount of stuff to talk about. Man, I had a crappy weekend in college football and the NFL. I had so many parlays that were like one leg short.
Did your 18 leg one hit?
One leg. Wow.
Oh, that's not
17 hit. One leg didn't.
So glad
and I forget who it was. It was like ridiculous that this team lost.
Yeah.
I forget who it was.
Bucknell.
But I put an 18 game parlay together, and I think the best odds any of those games had was like 650 or minus 750.
Oh my God.
And yeah.
You know what made me the most money, and I don't know if it's frowned upon. I faded America in a lot of golf over the weekend, and Europe made me some money.
It's a good decision, actually.
Well, I have all the notes from last week, so we can dive into how we all did at Kansas this weekend.
Not well.
Not good.
We struggled pretty hard.
TJ got Keselowski right. I got Hamlin right. Tim's and Russ did not do good at all. So nobody got a parlay for manufacturer parlay. Should we just quit doing it?
Maybe
we can now.
Maybe
we got 5 weeks left.
Maybe don't parlay it.
Yeah, it's so hard, man. Like that's so hard to hit.
It is
very hard.
Yeah.
But if it does, it's gonna be good.
Well,
I'm just saying. I mean,
that's
if it
how
ever
gambling
does,
works.
Is that analysis?
Well, hey, let's not give up. All right, so let's go on into going into the Roval here. We have SVG as the favorite at only minus 105. I'm kind of surprised by that.
I am too. Yeah.
I mean, would you bet him? I think you'd have to bet him at that number.
Yes, I still bet him at that number.
What number would you not? What would it be at where you're like, nope?
Oh man, probably like minus 150 at this point. Yeah. I mean, but he's so good, like you can't not.
So Russell, I mean, we've seen SVG. So let's say this. All right, SVG comes into the sport, kicks everybody's ass at Chicago. We go to a few more road courses, and he kind of looked regular, and we thought, oh well, the reason why is because, all of our guys run Watkins Glen. They got a lot of laps there, and he can't go to Watkins Glen and beat them. Well, this year, he's done just that. He's beat them everywhere. So, what makes people think that now he's going into the Roval and he's somewhat, why are they minimizing, I suppose, what he might be able to accomplish there?
I don't think you can minimize him. He's won the last 4 road course races, and 3 of them from the pole. He won the pole there last year. In the Colleague 13 car too. So there's just no stopping this guy in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I just think when you're looking at the number at minus 105, it just feels like that they don't have as much confidence going into this one as maybe what he's kind of shown in all the other races. So it feels like maybe people are looking at the playoffs and thinking it might be just a bit of a tougher battle or a tougher win for him.
Yeah, but he can do whatever he wants just to win. Like he has to worry about nothing else but winning. Like the other guys have to still
flip stages. Yeah, good point. Flipping stages and all that stuff. All right, so I am not going to leave him out of my parlay. I'm going to put SVG as my Chevrolet. What are you guys going to do at your Chevrolet spot?
SVG.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is everybody going SVG?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
If I lose, that's fine.
Live or die by SVG.
Yeah.
All right. Who are some other drivers that can challenge SVG coming into the Roval?
For me, it's Bell. He's been top 2 in 4 of the last 6 road course races. He was runner up here last year. He's the standout for me for Toyota.
Yes, sir. I like Bell. I'll take Bell as my manufacturer for Toyota. Anybody want to do a Toyota manufacturer?
I'll do Bell.
What about Reddick? You don't feel like he can?
I feel like he's the only other. Well, not only other, but he would have the next best chance. But he's like must win. So
I'm going to go Reddick. I'm going Reddick because I feel like Bell's pretty comfortable, isn't he?
He is.
So I feel like Bell just lays up here if he can, not really push the issue. Reddick can be aggressive, and this is do or die for him. So I'll roll with Reddick.
Russell.
Yeah, but Bell can clinch before, like he can clinch after stage 1. So, like he's gonna have no real points.
Yeah,
issues.
but you don't want to create anything. He doesn't want any conflicts going forward. So is he really going to push the issue? Like, you know what I mean? If
Reddick is in a must win, then he is also in the same sort of boat that SVG is in terms of flipping stages, not having to stay out there for those points.
Correct.
So it kind of puts him in a favorable spot, I think, to leapfrog a few of his, Toyota teammates.
And I think Bell's the type of guy that plays good with him too.
He doesn't have to win, just has to beat Bell, and that would, if Bell has to, other Toyotas as well, Denny and so forth. But a lot of these guys are probably going to be doing at least, if they can, staying out to get stage points in at least one stage.
And if it pushes a guy like Logano out, I think there's probably going to be some, hey guys, let's try to get one of us in if we can to get this guy out.
Man, I don't know. We thought we'd see that last week. We didn't.
Wow. Yeah. I think Bell and them play nicer in this situation than what the other guys
I just think the Reddick thing between Reddick and Bell is tighter than we think.
Yeah.
Because of Reddick having to just be able to Hail Mary it and say, I'm going to flip a stage and we'll do this and we'll do that. I'm not going for stage points. That might put Bell behind him at some point.
And Bell's not going to force it.
Bell's not going to force it.
I agree. I'm going with Reddick.
I swayed you.
No, didn't sway me. You had me from the beginning.
I'm going to stay with Bell, but I think you guys got a real good shot at it. All right.
Hold on.
Who are the other?
Oh,
sorry. Everybody.
I said Bell earlier, so yeah.
I hear that.
Who are the other cars that can challenge?
Those are my top two. I would look for, Larson's been good here, but his road course record this year is awful. It has been, his average finish this year is 31st on the road courses.
Byron probably would be solid, wouldn't he?
So Byron's third on my predictor. He's been top 3 in the last 2 Rovals. So, and I think he's been good lately on road courses too. But they've struggled lately. Like I'm a little worried about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about AJ?
I like AJ. All he's trying to do is win. He's won here before. He's been good here in the last 3 races.
Plus 1,800 for a win.
Mm-hmm. That's
good.
It
is really good.
A lot of Larson, Bell, AJ, all the people we've mentioned, they're good to put a little bit on the win, because if SVG does have a problem, these guys are right there.
But do we see a performance fall off with Colleague now? You know what I mean? Does that show up
because of the Ram deal?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna show up this weekend, but at some point, do we see it?
I don't know, man.
I think AJ's able to overcome it on a track like the Roval.
I think AJ will be tough this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, AJ, they ran pretty good this past weekend at Kansas. They had that great speed at the 600, and they kind of, the mile and a half stuff's been pretty good for AJ, even though he got caught up in the accident. At pretty decent pace. What about any Fords stand out? I guess Buescher.
Buescher's going to be your one that's consistent on road courses. He's been the best Ford on 2 of the 4 or 5 road courses this year.
Who was the other one? Do you know?
Blaney.
You can look at. I like Preece a little bit too.
I thought Blaney had he won at the Roval.
He did.
Wow, that was in the last corner.
There was a wreck. They wrecked each other out.
Truex Jimmy Johnson wreck.
He's still sitting there in third.
Would have been top 4 that day.
Yeah.
No matter what.
I mean, I think Blaney will be okay, but I think I don't think he pushed. I think he just goes has a quiet, good weekend.
Yeah. What's Buescher doing? I mean, he's flipping stages. He ain't sitting around for stage points, is he?
Yeah.
Is Ross Chastain in a void bet this week because he's just trying to figure out a way to get points?
I think so.
Yeah. They're going to definitely try to hope to gather a bunch of points in the stage. But if that doesn't look like it's a possibility, if he's coming to 3 laps to go and some with running 15th or 19th, he's probably not going to stay out. He's probably going to come to pit road. I mean, it just depends, I guess, where he's running.
I mean, I guess you'll know after stage 1 if Joey gets some stage points and Ross doesn't. Ross probably goes for the win, right?
Yeah.
So, be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Anything else stand out for this weekend, Russell?
So you're maybe a top 10 bet. This is crazy, but like Kyle Busch, his only top 5s this year have been on road courses. So if you're a Kyle Busch guy, like this might be your top 10 guy. Alex Bowman's finished top 10 on all the races at the Roval except his DQ last year. So I like him for top 10. But like your winners, we've already talked about them.
Gotcha.
I secretly like Bubba. I think he can He's been fast.
It's his best road course, right?
He's improved.
To win?
I mean, I'm just saying
to run well.
As an X factor coming in there, no one's really expecting him, and he's got a little chip on his shoulder now. Does he come in here with some?
That's another guy like that could flip stages and leapfrog Bell, and Bell's not gonna. Bell's gonna do what Denny didn't do, right? He's not going to take one of them 2 guys out.
No.
Yeah.
I think Bubba's been fast at road courses here lately. I mean, he's been decent.
Top 10 bet for Bubba. I don't think it's a bad.
I don't think
plus
it's bad.
8,000 to win, so that top 10 bet's going to be plus
And if
money.
it gets messy at the end and he's there, like, you know what I mean? If it gets a little messy, he could take advantage of some stuff.
Man, I feel like I got to go Reddick on the Toyota.
You're flopping?
I really do.
I'm not following.
God, oh, man. Okay. I'm not. I won't. All right.
Nope.
Because it's true. Like they'll do all these. If there's enough guys that are flipping stages, that's
conservative.
Those are positions. You don't just get those handed back. And these are guys that are racing to win their way in, and 2 of them likely could be.
These are track position changing
2311
moves.
drivers.
Yeah, but Bell's going to be top 5, just raw speed.
I know, but then he's going to have to get those positions back when they flip the last stage.
Do you think he actually cares about that, though? He's pretty. He's
I think
good,
he
like
does.
you said.
I think he does now a little bit.
I think he can. I mean, they might be fast enough to actually beat him once he gives that track position up. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, it's close, like you guys said, but I'll stick with Bell.
Yeah, Bell could be locked in by the end of stage 1.
Yeah.
I still don't think he gets aggressive at that point. Though.
I know. When that happens,
that's what
when that happens, they chill.
If he goes and gets aggressive and wrecks a guy,
chill mode.
If he goes and gets into somebody by accident, forcing the issue, then that could hurt him his championship hopes. He's not going to do that.
TJ's right for once.
That's why we need 36 race full season.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. Yeah. The Dirty Modo segment is brought to you by FanDuel, the premier gaming destination of the United States. All right, it's time for the white flag. The teardown was live on YouTube and Twitter following the race. If you haven't already done this, you need to head over to Dirty Mo Media's YouTube page and hit subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss anything. Actions Detrimental dropped on Monday with Denny Hamlin as the host.
Big show.
And, yeah, big show for Denny. Door Bumper Clear also dropped on Monday. They were joined by AJ Allmendinger. My guest interview this week will be with John Woods. That drops tomorrow. John Wood.
Yeah,
that drops tomorrow, of the Woods brothers. Thursday, another episode of Bless Your Heart with Amy, and then on Friday, Dirty 30. Also, Dirty Mo Media is having a merch contest, and this is for the fans. So listen up. It's the Dirty Mo Making Merch Bless Your Heart Fan Edition. So the fans are going to make merch for Bless Your Heart. Head over to shop.dirtymomedia.com and click on the Making Mo Merch contest for all the information. We're going to see what kind of, designs the fans can come up with, and it'll be a contest. Somebody's going to win $500.
That's money.
Somebody's going to win $500 for first place.
Second and third, too.
Second and third get money?
Get some money, too, but 500 is the big one.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow. John Wood on the Dale Jr.
John Woods.